Ẹ kú lè lára ilé, ẹ kú oko là ń kérò ọ̀nà. Àlọ́ lámilámi báyìí, ẹ là ń kí àwọn aṣebi. Kí wọ́n kókú lọ, kí wọ́n kárò lọ lọ́dọ̀ tí a lónìí. We welcome everybody joining us afresh on this particular episode and this teaching that is going to be handing over freedom into your hands as African people, as my brothers and sisters, stemming from the same ancestors. My name is Baba Yooba, and you can also call me Great Man Ayilara in whatever platform you want to search for me. My aim is to bring the truth to light so we all can go back to the source of the river that bathed this fluid called humanity. And maybe by so doing, we can learn how to become human again. I'm trying to set up something, ensuring that, okay, I'm using the right setting so you can hear me loud and clear. Hello, everybody. Greeting Babalawo, Aboruboye Baba, Apoye Boshishe. Apoye Boshishe. Greetings to you, Lucky. Good evening, everyone. Apoye Boshishe. Apoye Boshishe. Apoye Boshishe. Apoye Boshishe. All right, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about first fruit tradition in African spirituality. The reason why we're saying first fruit tradition in African spirituality is basically so that we can also know that away from tradition, does this affect our spirituality? But before we go on, ẹ já ṣèbà fálára ká ṣèbà fájìrò ká ṣèbà ọrọ̀gún ilé ìlà ká ṣèbà àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́ jáwé ká tó jáwé, àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́ wẹgbò ká tó wẹgbò, àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ ṣe gbogbo àwọn ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ ká tó ṣe, kí bá tiwa kọ́ ṣe lónìí kó yẹ wá kọ́ mọ́ yẹ̀ lẹ̀ o, káboyún lé bí wẹ́rẹ́ kágàn ta wà lábòsò, bá a ti fìlúkùn ọ̀tún kúnlẹ̀ ká máa fi tòsí ká mọ̀ fi dèdè. May we never make mistake of a lifetime that we will regret till we die. May we never be where we are not supposed to be at time. May we never be too full of ourselves. May we never be boastful or boastful of our emptiness. Ìbà kùtùkùtù awo òwúrọ̀, ìbà gánrígánrí awo ọ̀sán, ìbà pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ báyìí awo ìrọ̀lẹ́, ìbà bírímù awo ọ̀gànjọ́ òru, àṣèbà àwọn ìyá ọ̀pákẹ́ àlàkẹ́ arógbáṣọ mábàlẹ̀. We pour veneration to the mothers of the night and the energy of fertility. We ask that from whence we bring this forth, may there be multiplication and replenishment there. Asheo, Asheo, Asheo. And those who watch us and listen, learning to become better in life, never deteriorate, never suffer regression or retrogression. May failure be far away from you. May you be perfectly sane at the right place at the right time. Ashe. Now let's go on to our topic today. I will take your time. So if you want to rush, you can just log off and come back to it. I will take your time. And please don't be shy to spread this news to your friends and family. Share the link with them. First fruit tradition in African spirituality. It's about the time that the so-called Christians start taking the whole of their January salary to their pastors. I will be revealing a little bit of secret to you today about the concept of first fruit. And we can't do that effectively without visiting the Jewish God. They call the guy Yahweh. Without visiting the Christian God, they call it Jesus. And without mentioning the name of some of your GOs and pastors and how they run churches. Do not forget that I am, of all human beings, qualified to speak about this because I was a Christian, not a congregational Christian, but a pastor under Redeemed Christian Church of God before I came out and fully embraced this. But on the moral code, let us ask ourselves some questions. Would you confidently say that your 12-month salary is enough to pay all your bills. If your office or place of work say instead of 12-month salary, we will be giving you 11-month salary, how would you feel as a person? Bad. You will sue them. You will say a lot. You will blab. You will grab. You will do all kind of things. You will call them enough name. You will go to YouTube, everything, and start bringing them down. Okay, what if they say instead of 11-month or 12-month salary, we are going to be giving you 14-month salary or 13-month salary? You'll be happy. Why are you happy? Because the 12-month salary is not even enough to meet your needs, because human needs are insatiable or want. Now, somehow, your 12-month salary is not enough to clear your bills for the whole Gregorian calendar year. But somehow you have been doctored away from tithe payment, offering payment, project offering, prophetic offering, all those things that you give to the gatekeepers of the religion of the invaders, to bring all of your January salary as a form of first fruit payment to Yahweh, the God in the sky. And Yahweh, the God in the sky, somehow told you that thou shalt not steal. Or Yahweh will take away 1 month salary out of 12-month salary, which is not already enough for you. But will expect that if you have the opportunity to steal to feed your family because of the shortage you are experiencing, you shouldn't grab it. If I'm an employer of labor and I put you as the storekeeper, there is a little surety that I will trust you enough. You are a Christian, especially a Christian that pays first fruit. Because I know you have mouth to feed, you have bills to pay. And if taking part of the component of my store to make up for your deficit, while you have given your pastor the first fruit, you will do it without blinking. Forget about I'm holy and all that. We are all just holy and keeping safe because we lack the opportunity to steal. That's why they checkmate everybody. Apologies, I need water. Assuming that you are the one who issue check without being checked in your place of work, and you have given 1 month of your salary to one pastor, and you know that if you add 1 more zero to the check, nobody will know, would you not make use of that opportunity? As a child of God that you are, you would. When you make use of the opportunity, you will still go to your church and say you got a miracle blessing for paying first fruit. Is that what we are talking about? That's on the moral code. After paying the first fruit, do you know that you are also expected to borrow extra money to pay for the tithe of the first fruit? Having given all the first fruit, you will still pay the tithe of the first. So it's going to be the whole of your January salary plus the 10% of your January salary. So when we say come NAIRA for freedom, you will say no. You are a soldier for Christ, a fool for God. Surely you are foolish. I'm hoping that the moral code and this common sense ground can wake you up. Do you know that every single penny you put in your church pocket, every single tithe you give to your pastor, every single offering, especially in this part of Africa, which you say, don't worry, it is between my pastor and my God, essentially going to your pastor's pocket. Somebody say radical for Jesus. Yeah, they will say they are radical for Jesus. So when your pastor register, I'm telling you how it works. When your pastor register a church, he separates himself as an individual entity from a church itself, which is how it's supposed to be. In a continent where government do not appropriate or even investigate how the public fund is handled by these pastors, the pastor have all the general say on the money of the church, which is a corporate organization, a business center, so to say. But do you know that whenever you are paying your first fruit, you can be 50 million human beings, any different scales of salary in your church? Do you know that every single penny of your first fruit does not go into your church account? It goes to your pastor's account. Àwọn karambà ní ènìyàn yìí wọ́n ti mú yín gan ti pẹ́, àwa mọ̀. That's why somebody like E.A. Adeboye can never be poor. That's why whenever Bishop David Oyedepo of Winners Chapel or Living Faith Worldwide tells you that I can never be poor, he's not bluffing. You are his own investment scheme. You are his investment scheme. He knows that the more you get, the more he gets also. So when they brag, imagine that all of you, I mean all of you, 50 million of you, and just let's say $5,000 per month. And for the month of January, every single 50 million of you gave Oyedepo $5,000 times 50 million human beings. Can he ever be poor? Not to mention that they had to invest it in school, which you cannot send your children to, hospital, which you cannot go to take a free medical, and several other things. A church which you cannot even go to spend the night if you lose your way or you are ejected by your landlord. When it is January, the pastor of the church separates himself from the God of the church, because on January, they start saying every first fruit go to the pocket of the high priest. They call themselves high priest of the house of the church. There's a part in the Bible in the book of Hebrews chapter 7 that says that there is this called, yes, Jesus has been made the high priest and has been sacrificed for once and for all. But you know, your pastors, when it comes to money, they will use Old Testament. When it comes to forgiveness, they will use New Testament. They are neither practicing the old New Testament, they are practicing their own testament. A testament is a will. A will is a man's desire. So you are following your pastor's desire. Are we talking today to debunk the pastors? No, that's not what we are doing. But I'm laying a foundation so you'll be free once and for all. I avail you this information because I was also a pastor. A lot of your pastors are pulling out today because they know how sweet the money of a GO is. They know how sweet the money of a GO is. So when the government says we want to regulate the church, you will see the reason why they are shouting that no, it can't be happening. So I've given you a breakdown of how your first fruit goes. See, your first fruit does not even pass the ceiling, not to mention heaven. If you like, pay first fruit and don't work hard. If you like, pay first fruit and go and resign. Up at that, the first, or up at that, first poverty, the first class poverty, up at that. So these pastors, they have churches, branches everywhere. They have in every major currency of the world, even the minor currency. They will send their entourage there as a crusader, as an evangelist. If it is only the first fruit they are banking on, they are rich for life. So by the second week in February, all the first fruit should have come in. All the first fruit checks should be issued in the name of your GO and pastors. We saw this evil firsthand. But before Christianity started bringing first fruit, was there the concept of first fruit in Africa, tradition and also spirituality? If your Babalawo tells you to bring your first fruit, how would you rate him? Ordinary consultation fee to check if I buy necessary items. Some of you will still call us thieves. Some of you will say we are scammers. Your pastors don't ask tithe from you before you give them. So when you come here and we solve the problem, you go to church and give the testimony. What happens to a knockout during the festive season? When you put fire in it, it will blow off. Some of you will blow off suddenly, the way you are practicing this seed. When you come to Ifa, you get your solution. You go to church and say, praise Master Jesus. Don't let me curse you. Don't let me do it. A lot of you will go to church, will go to hospital to go and do IVF. You will still go back and praise Master Jesus. You will go to the herbalist and take herbs for your low sperm count. When you give birth to children, you go and dedicate it to Jesus. Continue. You continue. Don't worry. Don't worry. But that's not the subject of matter. What I'm saying is, you cannot expect African spirituality to be the rave of the moment when you also are ashamed of it. When you expect your Babalawo to be living in penury while you adore your pastors for practically lying to you with your millions. Are we saying give us million? No. Or we are saying let the million even show in your own life. When you work for your money, can you please eat it? Just calm down and relax. Now, where did first fruit come out in African spirituality? There is a certain Odufa, a branch of Oyeku, and this Oyeku Meji branch talks about a certain guy called Jewesun. Jewesun. It says to us, Atampakoko lẹ́sẹ̀, gbogbo ara òjò rìn pé. I will interpret in English, don't worry. Atampakoko lẹ́sẹ̀, gbogbo ara òjò rìn pé. Bá a bá pòkú ní pópó, alààyè ní dáhùn. Ajá fún Jewesun. Tí ń ṣe ọ̀kan bí Elédùmarè. Àgùntàn. Sorry, the reflection is affecting my eye. Tí ń ṣọ̀kan bí Elédùmarè àgùntàn. Ọlọ́mọ Atẹ́níọlá lẹ́gẹ́lẹ́gẹ́ foríṣàgbéjì. Nígbà tí ń bẹ nígbà tẹ̀ mú ọmọ ará ayé. Ẹbọ ni wọ́n ní kó rú. Wọ́n ní kí Jewesun mú èso àkọ́so rẹ̀ kó fi bọ Elédùmarè. Kó má bàa kó sọ́wọ́ ayé o. Kó lè rí jẹ, kó lè rí mu, kó lè rí ná, kó lè rí lò. Kó lè lánìító àníṣẹ́kù. Àjẹbánu, àjẹbùdànù. Kó má bàa sì kú ní rèwerèwe ní Jewesun gbọ́. Ọmọ ewúrẹ́ dúdú lọ sí gbó Ifá. Ọmọ àgùntàn bọ̀lọ̀jọ̀ rè jí ọ̀pẹ. Tí ṣe ajé bá ti bá Jewesun nílé, Jewesun á mú èso àkọ́so rẹ̀. Á fún Elédùmarè. Elédù tó mú àrè yóò máa bùkún fún Jewesun. What do I mean? That Oduifa is talking about a certain man called Jewesun. Jewesun is the firstborn of Olodumare. So when Ifa is talking to you, we are not talking about an actual person. We are talking about all these elements of nature. Olodu Tomare, that is the sun. Jewesun is the day. Are you getting me? Jewesun is the day. Jewesun means let the leaf sleep. We can call it Jewesun. As il est peni ko Jewesun. Let the leaf sleep. Don't let the leaf sleep. That's talking about the day, the solar system, the firstborn of the sun. Every single morning, the sun gives birth to the day. The day brings about the solar system. The solar system brings about photosynthesis. The photosynthesis affects the leaves, the plant, to give you your daily bread. So if anybody say that Odufa is talking about Jesus, there is no correlation between Jewesun and Jesus. They said when there is no, what's the name? What's that biggest toe? That biggest toe in the leg. If that biggest toe is not present, then it will be too difficult for you to carry your body without shaking here, moving here, and all. They said whenever we call the name of a dead man on the street, living people begin to answer. I'm interpreting the Odufa. They said we made divination for Jewesun, who is the firstborn of Olodumare. Remember, I said Olodumare is the sun. Jewesun is the day. The day brings about solar system. The solar system gives birth to photosynthesis. Photosynthesis talks about the leaves. Ewe is the leaf. Jewesun, let the leaf sleep. Go Jewesun, don't let the leaves sleep. So we believe in African spirituality that the leaves can go to bed. So when it is about 6 p.m. in the evening, we don't pick leaves. We don't pick them because we believe they are asleep. When it's about 6:30 a.m. or 7, we can start plucking leaves for our purpose. We believe they sleep. We believe they wake up. What is really responsible for it? That is Jewesun, which is the day. We make divination for Jewesun and say, you Jewesun, you will be rich, you will be prosperous. However, there is a trap that the people of the world, mankind, will set for you. The trap of lack, the trap of want, the trap of infertility, the trap of lack of spouse or companion, the trap of retrogression and all that. So that you don't suffer that trap. Whenever you earn money, your very first fruit, give it to Olodumare, which is the sun. So whenever the day breaks, the first thing everybody do is to look up to the sky and see the sun. The day give credit and kudos to the sun so that the sun can shine tomorrow. Are you understanding what I'm saying? When Jewesun heard it, Jewesun did exactly what he's supposed to do. And so Jewesun begin to avoid the trap of lack and want, the trap of lack of spouse, the trap of lack of money, the trap of incarceration, and all other traps. And Jewesun lived to be in his full old age and never dies again. So there will always be a day after a day and a day after a day. Does that correlate with your Jesus that was killed on the cross? It doesn't. So there is no Jesus in Ifa. It is all those Baba that have eaten Ijekuje that will always want to practice this, practice that, and mumble everything together. So spiritually, it was also interpreted for every African child. And this spiritual interpretation is what became a tradition today in our land, especially the Yoruba people. Just as every day give kudos to the sun, every child, when you secure your job, the very first salary you get, hear me, this is how we do it. The very first salary that you get, as an African child, you collect it. And you take it home to your parents. Whoever is standing in for you as a parent, if it is biological, foster, adopter, You take it home to your parent. You give it to your father or your mother if your father is dead. You know what your father and mother will do? Your father and mother will share your first earning, which is also your first fruit, into two. They will give one to you. The remaining half, give this to Mommy Ramota. Give this to Mama BC. The other time that this boy was misbehaving, it was Mama Ramota that came to report. Thank you for training this child for us. Because in our African setting, a person give birth, the whole community train them. Your grandmother will take part of it. Your forefathers will take part of it. This and that. They will buy chin-ups, they will put it on the floor, they will make sure they pour veneration to your ancestors that are dead. That your child has become an adult. The little child, the little boy or girl has become an adult. Now is the time for you ancestors and all these living elders, everyone in this family, to come in support and bless this child together. But something must provoke that blessing. And that is out of your first earning, which is your first fruit. Do we still practice that in Africa today as African people? So this goes to our African American people in diaspora. These are the traditions of your ancestors. Might have been forgotten. You may not know about it, but that doesn't mean it is not what we do. It is the half that they share. The mother take part, the father take part, give to the father's family, give to the mother's family, and then they even pour veneration to your ancestor out of your first. And they give you the half to keep. You maintain your body. And they don't even expect, except the company you are working for is able to provide you accommodation. They still house you until you are fully balanced enough to rent your own place. For our female children, we allow them to get married from their parents' house. For the male children, they are also allowed to stay. There is no rush in I'm going now because of this and that. But if you want to move, you are free to move. That is how your first fruit is administered. Now listen to this. It is the first money you ever earn. Not every single first salary you earn in every year. And not because you have changed your job, you must give them the first money you earn now. No, even when you earn the first money, you might be earning less than $100. When you change your job to be earning $50,000, you don't give them the first earning or the deficit amongst it. First fruit is paid once and for all of your lifetime, to your parents, not to your spiritual fathers, not even to your babalawo, not to your pastors, not to anybody at all, but your parents. As first, a form of appreciation and also a provocation of blessing, not only from them, but from all your ancestors, all the elders, everyone in your family. Are we learning anything at all? Or should I stop talking? That is the idea of first fruit, tradition here. Now, what are the spiritual consequences of paying first fruit to your parents? Increase, multiplication, never going into extinct, dying early, or going broke. It is the sacrifice you offer to your parent, a real-time sacrifice. It is a homage you pay to your parent. It is a veneration you pour to the living and the dead. It is one of the greatest rituals you can ever make in your lifetime. Have you made it? Did you ever try to make it? Is it too late? No. Your pastors will not like this. This is the reason why your pastors, your bishops, your reverends began to put themselves as a position of parenting over your life. Then the concept of spiritual fathers, spiritual mothers came in. Just to sideline your parents, your original parent, and they want to eat where they did not sow. And whenever somebody tells you that don't worry about that chain, it fits you, they will make sure you dry up in captivity. So every single year, they collect first fruit from you. Your parents are in the village, rotting away. Your parents are in the village, malnutritioned. Your parents are there. They have never gotten one kobo from you. Whenever they call you, you will say, abroad is not easy. Lagos is not easy. It is never easy. That's why your life is not good and easy. Those who do not do their duty, those who do not perform their filial duty over their parents can never be balanced in life. Somebody is asking, do we do that every month? No! Did you hear what I'm saying? The explanation I gave? If you were age 17 when you first worked in your life, the very first salary you collect is what you give to your parents. The salary of the following month belongs to you and for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter if you are 60 now and you are earning $1 million per month. No, they have taken what you are. But you realize that while you are 15 or 17, that very first salary looks like all the world to you. You don't sacrifice to your parents what cost you nothing. And your parents are not even permitted to embezzle all your first fruit, because we don't train children up to be criminals. They still house you, they still feed you, and they give you half of that first fruit to maintain. Next month, everything you get from your labor belongs to you and for the rest of your life. But your pastors take it every single January of each month. Every salary you get, January of every year, rather, you will soon start paying first fruit again now. Now, let me tell you something. They are fathers, they are starters, they are the Jews who started this thing, who saw the way we were making life worth, who copied that tradition to start Judaism. They dare not even collect it from you every year. What did the law of Moses say? The law of Moses simply told them, when you get a land that is apportioned to you, we are going to grab people's land, but when you get the land that we grab, it said the first fruit of the land belongs to your God, which is Yahweh. How do you now pay the first fruit? How you pay the first fruit is that when you enter into your land, when it's time to harvest, you go to the section that is more fruitful. You use your hand to, either it's barley, either it's mango. You grab the very first fruit you get on that land. You can go to the book of Leviticus, I think 23, they did it. When you grab the first thing you get in that land, you take it to the priest. What the priest does is to even burn it, like burning incense, and offer it as a saint whatever to their Yahweh. And then wave it together like a waving offering. It will stand as a representative to sanctify the rest of the things on your land. Then you can go back and reap whatever it is remaining in your land and eat. You do not go back to pay first fruit on that land ever again. You don't go to pay first fruit on that land ever again till the end of the lifespan of that land. Does it look like what I explained to you in African spirituality? When you give your parent the very first salary you earn, you don't give them the one of next month or the future. It is good that you can, it's okay. You can have some part of your money you give to them every month. At least maybe they are old, retired and all that. That's your filial duty, but not the whole of your salary. But your pastor will take all your January salary from you every single year, as long as you belong to his, whatever, is it ministry or ministry. The consequences of it is that your parent pour out. It is like, now, it is like going back to your source to become resourceful. So that moment, the Olodumare now give to Jewesun, which is the day, every power it has and every ability it has. So it is on that moment when you earn your first salary, you give it to your parent. Your parent are under every spiritual obligation to release all the blessing inside of them to you. They relinquish their essence of living to you. they pour out crazy blessings upon you. They should in themselves realize at that moment that I have reproduced after my own self. All I need to do onward is to look for the good of this child. Did you have privilege of doing that to your parents? The very first time I ever worked in my life, immediately I finished a university. I think I was working, I worked in Taishula University of Education. I was earning 8,500 and something there, 8,000 plus. I wasn't this knowledgeable then. But I knew this is the tradition in the family. I don't have a father. So I took the money to my mama. She knows what to do with it. And I'm not saying this because of protecting my family, but in our family tradition, even cousins who are way younger, whom we can give birth to, it is compulsory. When you earn your first salary, you send it home. They do it the way they need to do it. They share it with everybody. Ìṣẹ́ ní pẹ̀rú èpèlé ń polè o, ilẹ̀ dídà ní palájọ bí, bá a bá jọ bí tèmi tiẹ̀ tó wá ń rò mí níbí. If they gave back to us from the same source, and you collect my money, and you cost me, you will never be rich. So we have that agreement in our family. They don't born you when you're on bearda. You have to, even if you're having fight with your cousin or your relative, whenever the tradition of the first fruit comes, you must bless. What might get to you might not even be up to 100 naira. Are you with me? What might get to you might not even be up to 15 naira, but they will make sure it gets to you. You don't go to Babalawo and be chasing ourselves about in my family, so you can freely do that. That's the concept of first fruit. I want to ask you a question. Since you have been paying first fruit to your pastors, is your life better? Why not try your parents? Let's do it the way we ought to do so that it will be the way it should be. And this does not say you are Yoruba, you are Igbo, you are African American. As long as you are African, this is the tradition of our ancestors. Somebody will say, what if I have irresponsible parents? If I did not say responsible parent or irresponsible, it's not your business if they are responsible or not. It's your business that you did what is needful. Somebody is saying, I don't have parents. I lived in an orphanage home all my life. Why don't you send it back to the orphanage home that treated you and became a parent for you when you have nothing? It's about giving back to your source out of a very many multitude of blessings you have gotten from it. So it started as our spirituality. How do we learn it? We learn it from nature. We learn it from the universe. And we adopted this as a tradition. It worked for our ancestors. Do you think it will work for you? It will work for you. Your pastors will hate me for this. Your imams, they will hate me for it. If there are Babalawo who are collecting first fruit from you, they will hate me for this. Babalawo is not entitled to your first fruit. It is sheer ignorance and foolishness for you to leave Christianity and use Christian way to practice African spirituality. Babalawo is a babalawo. It's not your father. And as many of you that have intention of taking care of babalawo more than you take care of your parents, or you padà suffer now, or can postpone any. You will still struggle, you will still suffer. And a true babalawo, when he sees it, that there's a need to make a parental sacrifice, will not shy away from telling you, buy something for your parents. You can manage anything, don't manage the gift you give to your parents. Those are the physical deities that you are permitted to bow to every day. They will become an ancestor soon. But while you have them close to you, you bow to them. So in African tradition, the male will prostrate and the female kneel down for parents. Orunmila, out of the 21 commandments that Orunmila gave to the African people, one of them said, what does that mean? We must not be upstanding while greeting our parents. The concept of mommy, hi daddy, what's up mommy, all those things, is a taboo according to African spirituality. It's going to be absurd to you. A lot of you will hate me for this. You will say African tradition, African spirituality is too archaic and all that. This one will not pay you. You will say it is obsolete. This one will not pay you. You don't greet your parents while standing. You bow. Go down. Go down. You came out of them. Go down. If you bow for a dwarf, it doesn't mean you'll be short. Go down. Bow to your parents. You love Indian movies. No matter where they find themselves, they will still touch the feet of their parents and bow to them in obeisance, because that is their very first God and deities. But you Africans will take every nonsense that brings about short lifespan and nonsensical way of life from the white folks. Go down. It won't cost you anything to go down when it is your parent. I'm not saying some parent cannot be excess, but that's your parent. It's about greeting and paying your duty. Move on. So many of you don't have to be friends with your parent, but you should give honor to whom honor is due. So they are the one that takes our first fruit. And the first fruit is the very first money we ever earn in our life. Not all the first money we get every year. Not even the money of the subsequent month of the very first money we get. So I'm going to ask you, have you paid your first fruit? Was it to your parents? So you're going to ask me, is it too late? It is not too late. I know exactly how much I first earned in my life, except you are very careless, and you are not trustworthy if you are that careless. The very first money you ever earn in your life, think about it. You don't need to spell it out and just say this is my first. Find a way to add it to your parents' money. Give to them what belongs to them. That is their right. It belongs to them, not your pastors. Doesn't belong to Bishop T.D. Jakes, doesn't belong to Kenneth Copeland, doesn't belong to Adeboye, doesn't belong to Edepo. They have their own children. Let their children give them their first fruit. You give your parents your first fruit. That's how Ifa taught us. That's how it should be. Secure something beyond wealth for yourself. Lobby that blessing out of them by doing the needful. When your pastors die today, on their deathbed, they will not remember to pray for you. They will pour the blessings on their children. Your pastor is not your father. A pastor is not your mother. I am not your father. There are blessings your father and mother can only give to you. I can't give it. And that's why I teach extensively. So nobody will idolize me. And I teach about the right on how you can do it yourself. All man for himself. I got my kids too. I'm not expecting anything from anybody. I hate the fact that someone will adopt me as their spiritual father. No, we are friends. I'm your brother. I'm a servant to you. I can share knowledge with you, and I'm going to charge you for it. The knowledge I share with you, I will charge you for it. Let there be no emotion. Don't bring emotion. There's no need for sentiment. I'm not your father. I'm not your mother. You go make it up with your mother and father. Give them honor that is due to them. Go back home. Go back home and make it up with them. If their excesses are too much, just do your filial duty. What you are expected as a parent, as a child to a parent, do what you have to do. You don't have to be friends with them. But don't bring what is belonging or what is deserving of your parent to me as a babalawo or to anyone else in the guise of spiritual father. I know a lot of us Africans are raised with that orphanage mentality. But if you still got your parent around, pour veneration to them. Because even when they die, you might still need to go to their burial site and communicate with their energy and memory. While their life is better, do the needful. Save yourself of the stress and the brokenness and opportunity to become corrupt. Don't pay your pastor your first fruit. Be wise. Wake up and wake your brothers and sisters up by sharing this with them. It's about time you ask your questions. It's about time you ask your questions. You can start pouring your questions on. Somebody is saying, so what happens to those of us who did not know about first fruit? I believe I've answered that. I've answered that now. There is no time that is too late. No time too late for you to do that. Do the needful. Correct your mistake. They are still alive. Do it. They are not alive. Buy some things, chin-ups or something. Pour it on their burial site and move on. It's a one-time thing in a lifetime. No need to shy away from it. Somebody is saying most of our Caribbean parents take our first fruit and buy food or put into bank. All right, so they still got the culture. Somebody is saying in my part of Igbo land, you even go as far as purchasing a wrapper in addition for your mother. Can you listen to that now? Yeah. She then calls other women in the village to sing and dance and bless you. Simple. That's how it's done. You know, I'm not Igbo. I'm Yoruba. But this is an Igbo person talking. Doesn't matter if you're a South African, a Zimbabwean, a Soweto, or whatever you are. As long as the color of your skin is black and you are from this part of it, either you were carted away, your ancestors were carted away as slaves, or they stayed here in Africa. Whatever you find yourself, and it doesn't matter if you're an Afcast or whatever. If the blood of this Alkebulan is found in you, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. All right. You may want to be part of the program. You can call this WhatsApp line now. You want to be part of it. You want to ask questions verbally, or you want to make contribution. You can call this WhatsApp line right now and begin to ask a question. You can also take note of the information scrolling below for you to get for you to be able to support this channel, because we don't advertise on the channel, for your own smooth understanding. Somebody say, I gave my first salary to my grandmother. She prayed for me, took a part of it, and gave the rest to me. Can you see that I'm not lying? People are confirming. People are confirming. Sabi is saying at Baba Yoba, please what? Don't be in a rush when you are typing to me. You will confuse me. You know, English is already hard to talk to speak. You not be typing something that I can't understand. To deal with the death of relatively young parent, what is the lesson to be learned? Please, Sabi, kindly retype your question. I can't fathom what you're saying. You said the lady to marry his son, right? So who should people worship ganga ganga? The concept of worshiping is not in African spirituality. You are a god, I'm a god. I keep saying this. One god is not bigger than the other. If we say Bori, Bo-Ogun, Bo-Shango, Bo-Gbabawo, Bo is not the meaning, or it's not the same as worship. Bo means activate. Activate. When I say you have to Bo-Ogun, I'm saying activate the energy of victory. If you are cheated wrongly and you want vengeance or you want justice, and we say you should activate the energy of Shango, we didn't say worship Shango. We are saying activate the energy of justice. When you are always missing it in life, hearing all those, always cheated and all that. When we say boy issue, we didn't say worship issue. We say activate the energy of equity. 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 And there are some of you who identify with some of these elements in the universe: water, air, sun, or fire, and earth. When we go back and say make sacrifice, we are saying reconnect yourself. You are not going to come into my house and see a graven image that I will tell you to bow to. It's not going to happen. Not in this world and the one to come. If that is what scares you from African spirituality, it's never going to happen. I love art, but I don't buy art because I want to worship a tree. I'm not a barbarian. Some of you do it. Go ahead and do what you have to do. I will bow to you because I realize that you are a deity yourself. If you bow back to me, it's good. If you don't bow back to me, it's good. That's your problem. Are you getting my point? But the concept of worship, gather together, worship, give, no. When you drink water and you feel at ease, give praise to water. When you go out and come back, goodness follow you. You are safe. Can you please adore the earth? It's high time you started approaching every element of nature as a living thing so that you can be grateful to the things that served you. Give thanks to the herbs, not to someone in the sky. When you wake up in the morning and you see the sun, can you appreciate the sun? Doesn't mean sun is who you must worship. So when I say Eledumare is son, I'm not saying that son is your God. A God is not a he or a she. And son is neither male or female. Son is just son. We attribute life to sun, warmth to sun, continuity to sun. I wonder what can live without the sun. I wonder what can exist without the sun. If you can exist without the sun, but they have told you that it is one Yahweh, one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one God, one God, one Odin that created you. So you think that sun is the same as Yahweh. Do you get, are you okay? Is me, is you fine? All right. Okay, the person retyped his question saying, please, what is the lesson to be learned by the death of a younger brother who left behind children in their teens? Who will they give back? Who will they give their first fruit to? You mean the children of the... There is no lesson to be learned from the death of a younger brother who died at an early age and left their teen children behind. There's no lesson to be learned than to know that people live, people die. That's all. It's part of life. Death is the essence of life. Sorrow is the essence of happiness. Darkness is the essence of light. Duality. People die in the womb, not to mention those who manage to survive the energy that even procreate after themselves. People live all through life without procreating and they still die. As long as you are alive, death will come. So the age or time is not what you think about. What you think about is, what can I do while I'm still breathing? So we're talking about the first fruit. Who will they give the first fruit to? They give it to the one who is standing it as a father or a parent to them. I'm sure it's the brother that died. Their mother did not die. Let them give it to their mother. Their mother will appropriate it. It is the job of their mother to look for the eldest person in their father's side and share their part to them. And a good mother will just, even if it is just something sweet, maybe honey or whatever, buy it and go to the burial site of their father, pour something there as a respect to the energy. Did I answer your question? All right, so we move on. So somebody is saying, is that why we bow to our parents to greet them in Africa? Yes, that's how we bow, because we know they are gods. Most of the races that have spiritual connection, they bow to their parents. It's only you African people that want to be copying those people. Hi dad, hi mom, hi. I'm waiting for a day that my daughter will now say, hi dad. She wants to buy anyway. Oh my, hi. Somebody saying, Baba, I'm still waiting for your reply, please. All right, I'll surely reply you. Stop bullying me on live broadcast. I'll reply you, please. Don't be angry. I'll reply everyone. Somebody's asking that, what of those parents you give them money or some stuff and use those things as evil against their children? You do your part. You cannot be sure that they are using it for evil against you. But if you meet the right person, maybe a babalawo, and we confirm that they are using it as evil against them, as you, they use it as evil against you, then you need to do one more thing. You have to buy casket. We have to buy casket, because by the time we undo what they have done, you will bury people. It is not because we want to kill them so that you can be alive. It is because we want to give them a taste of their own poison. And there's no way we can say, okay, this thing should go back to who sent it, and they will not receive. They will receive. A certain lady, I think African American or so, she reached out, and we did divination, and we practically realized that our mother is jealous of her and wants to. I don't know why mother are jealous of their daughters. I don't. So she's tried so many few things and all that. Lady is exceptionally beautiful and pretty, but she's quite useless when it comes to human standard. So I asked her, you really want to do this? She said she want to do it. And we did what we need to do. And on the second week, the mother fell. And she called me that my mama is in coma. And I said, please go and spend time with her while she's still around. She didn't understand what that means. I said, go and spend time with her while she's still around. While we're talking, the doctor called and said, you have to make the call. Said that we allow her to be on life support for some time, or we just pull the plug. I don't know. She reconciled within herself. They went there and they pulled the plug. The woman died. And she came to me, she was crying. I said, what do you want exactly? To live life? Or the woman is not going to let you go. You can call me demonic or whatever. But if you don't touch me, you won't see my reaction. Why are you hurting me and you expect me to just, do I look like your Jesus? It's Jesus that say, when they slap this ATMRD, when they begin to slap you, become deaf. As a matter of fact, when I see that you are pulling your hand out of your pocket with the intention of slapping me, I will rough you with the hand. I will make sure it's broken. You will not see the light of the second day. But I will not sit down in the corner and wish you evil. But when you sit down in the corner and wish me evil, you will die. That's why they fear African spirituality. They are looking for who they will be killing and be smiling. They want someone they will be making suffer, and the person will be saying, we give all glory to God. Which God? At what? God where? So when you bring a gun to my house and you expect that I will allow you to shoot me or shoot my child or shoot somebody, and I will now be saying, God forgive you. I will not forgive you. You will not go out alive. So it's better you mind your business. If you don't hurt me, you will not be hurt. You hurt me, you go. I leave no enemy behind. That's the scheme of things. So if you want to leave enemy behind, go ahead. If you don't want to, you know what you do. This is why we keep vexing to our people. How do you know I'm demonically possessed if you have not been trying to hurt me? How do you know? It's because you can't conquer me and you now tag me as demonic. Iṣẹ́ kan bẹ tí wọ́n pè ní mádàrí kan, gbogbo ẹni tó bá ń gbọ́ mi. Mádàrí kan ni wọ́n pè. Maybe you sleep at night and somebody is trying to call you or call your ori to hurt you, either for you to bleed to death or from sleep you go. So many people, they will say they died in their sleep and it's a good death. You didn't know the battle this person faced. The moment they are calling you, they will be answering by themselves. When we do the Madarikan for you, while they are calling you, they are the one answering themselves. So they will just announce their own obituary wherever they are. Those are the secret of African spirituality. For those who are willing, but it's not compulsory. But just don't touch me. When you touch me, you die. Somebody said, but you once said we have to go and beg Ajay when they do evil to us. Yeah, that's when they report you. That's when they reported you to right. When your report has gotten to the mothers of the night, it is the mothers of the night we also go to explain your matter to. And if you came, we went to lie to the mothers of the night, and we exonerate you from there, you think they will fold their hands? So it's a case of you lodging a complaint and going to prison for it because you are not pure. When the energy of the mothers of the night is activated against a person unjustly, unlawfully, we activate the energy of Eshu, which is equity. So when you want to come to equity, you have to come with a clean hands. If your hands are not clean, you will not go scot-free. It's not a matter of I'm sorry, forgive me. No, you will not go scot-free. Do you get the concept now? All right. All right. So which of the question can we answer again? Somebody is asking, please tell me, is it okay to make peace with the fact one can't amount to much in life despite mega effort, especially when singing one's elders and whole family at large with the same invitation? Okay. There may be a problem somewhere. There may be a problem somewhere that we need to sort. Or when we check the akosejaye of that person, we kind of know. You can inherit your parents' enemy. There may be people whom your parents has hurt or hate your parents so much, and they started to also add you into the drama, into the script. So you'll be playing out whatever they wrote. So it's not left to you to say, okay, let me say to myself. So you look of freedom. Now you're talking about this thing is affecting the whole family. That's the reason why when we want to do such a thing, we isolate you. We are not isolating you because your parent is evil or something. We are isolating you because alcohol treat you or not. We'll treat you first. So that nonsense energy does not keep prevailing over you. That nonsense energy does not keep prevailing over you. But a lot of people will take it as a wrong thing. Our family will not share me. All of you are suffering. Tell yourself, pick yourself up, stay out of their carcass, treat yourself, and then advise them later. So there's a way around that. Somebody said this is outside the topic. Is it that it's the ancestors calling me when I just suddenly found interest in African spirituality? It may be. It may be. Nobody stumbled on this channel or this way of life by choice, by the matter of by accident. Yeah, by accident. No, you must have stumbled on it. If you were not ready for it, you would have become indignant or angry and also left. If you are still angry around there, something is calling. All right, so we're going to be rounding up now. Someone is asking, said, can you please explain why they said Madarikan can halt someone's progress in life, or is it just a fallacy? Yes, it is just a fallacy. It is just a fallacy. It's like saying wearing a bulletproof can stop you from moving or walking. The only thing about Madarikan is that you mafa iku akufa. You know what iku akufa means? So people in the family just start dying gradually, one after the other, one after the other. You know, the Madarikan, for those who don't understand, it is the English for Madarikan is touch not, touch not. You know why it's going to do like that? When you pray for your enemies to die, you will start burying your family members. You will see that your problem is not as outside your own family members or your friendship carcass. You will realize suddenly that all the prayers you've been praying, every struggle you are going through is within those people. So when somebody is just thinking about it, that let's also person just die, they die. While they are still trying to say, what if evil befalls also, they die. You will now be tired and say, why are my family members dying? Why are they thinking of you for evil? That's it. It won't stop your progress, but then you will bury a lot of people. And I don't think it's bad if you protect yourself, because if you are the one they want to bury, they will surely bury. They will come from far and near and come and bury you. If you fraud first, they move on. Okay. One question after this one, and then we round off. Is there any situation when you retaliate because you were attacked that you could then be punished by nature because you are much more powerful than your attacker? Punished by nature for retaliating? No. Anyone for woeful. Whoever is trying to attack you is also calling for retaliation. So let the best person win. Nature is just. Nature is. I dreamt someone wants to kill me, and the same person dreams that I want to kill her. I want to kill her. Want to do. What do you think is going on? Writing correct English, Jerry. How can someone deal with a situation when your own brother hates a mother? When your own brother hates a mother? Well, you guys should talk about it. That's a family issue. That's your family problem, not my own, not Ifa problem. That's your family problem. Check out what your mother has done or what your brother is thinking or who is mingling with or whatever. It's a family problem within you people. You people should look for your Olori Ebi to settle that with you. So, okay. Not everything is spiritual every time. Just hatred is part of humans' inherent nature. And not all of us are good mothers. Not all of us are good fathers. All these things that we are saying does not mean that our parents deserve it. Some of our parents don't deserve most of these things. But are we going to, because of them, put ourselves on a negative list of nature? No. Let's do what is needful and move on. Let's do what is needful and move on. Okay, now your question is now well written. Said, I dreamt someone wants to kill me, and the same person dreamt that I want to kill her. What do you think is going on? Both of us are not doing any evil to each other. That's what you think now. That's what you think, that someone is not doing any evil to you. Huh? The fact that you are not doing evil to someone does not mean someone is not doing evil to you. And the fact that you are not actively trying to protect yourself does not mean your Ori is not protecting you. You get? Haha. Thank you. Somebody said I look relaxed today. I don't know. Is it leather to eat your ewo? Of course, it is your ewo. So why eat it? It messes up your life. All right. So on that note, we're going to be running up, and we've spoken extensively today about first food tradition in African spirituality and several other dividends or benefits of giving your first fruit to your parents. Till some other time we see again. Don't forget that you can conveniently just reach out to me on my WhatsApp. I send a message Aboruboye for your IFA divination, or you need some form of counseling, or there are some things you want to ask. And please, when you do that, also allow me time to get back to you because I'm a lot busy, and I wouldn't want you to discuss your confidential matter with my assistant. So I would love to be the one who speak to you in person. We appreciate everyone who exercising patience in working with us, and we also are grateful that the universe so far has helped us to serve you accurately, and also you benefiting from us. We ask for your support on this platform because we won't place ad, and we also ask that you follow our social medias for accurate information and real-time updates. Till the next time we'll see you again. Àwa ó máa lọ, a ó sì máa padà bọ̀ nítorí pé àyún lọ, àyún bọ̀ báyìí, ń lọ́wọ́ ń yẹnu. Ẹnu báyìí, ń lẹ́sẹ̀ fi ń pa èkùrọ́ ojú ọ̀nà. Ọ̀gángan ọ̀nà tálákè ń sọ, ìyẹn náà ló dífá fún ọ̀pá ẹ̀bìtì. Wọ́n ní iwájú iwájú lọ̀pá ẹ̀bìtì ń ré sí, iwájú iwájú lọ̀pá yín ó mọ̀ ré sí o. Ẹ ò ní dọlá rẹ̀ yín o. Gbogbo igi télégèdè bá fọ́ bà, gígùn ní ń gún, yóò mọ̀ gún fún yín, yóò mọ̀ gún régé, yóò mọ̀ gún sọ́lá. Ajé ògúngún sọ̀sì rèé, oníṣọ̀ bòjì ni kó wá ṣe bòjì sílé etí, ibòjì ọmọ, ibòjì ọlá, ibòjì àǹfààní, ibòjì ìlọsíwájú, ibòjì oríire, ibòjì ìborí ní gbogbo ibikíbi tí wọ́n bá ti ń porí tì í níbi. Lónìí mo wá sọ wípé bójóṣó lé ní porí tì í níbi, ọ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀ nìkan máa bọ́ tẹ̀ yìí lọ, ọ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀. Àjẹ́ ilé ní porí tì í níbi, ọ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀ nìkan máa bọ́ tẹ̀ yìí lọ, ọ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́bọlóògùn ní porí tì ẹ́ níbi, ọ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀ nìkan máa bọ́ tẹ̀ yìí lọ, ọ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀. Everyone who has vowed that you will not make it, as long as they live, may they die so that you can make it. You know the reason why I always make that decree, because you have a very short lifespan. You have a very short lifespan. You should enjoy yourself. And if someone is being a gatekeeper of your freedom, I don't see the reason why you want them to keep being a gatekeeper of your freedom. You want to be Christian, you can live your life struggling, carrying cross. You want to practice African spirituality, there is freedom here. So I decree freedom into your life. I decree that as the water flows to the front without looking back, may you not go back in life. It is very effortless for a fish to swim in the ocean. May you do great things effortlessly. You will never walk like an elephant and eat like an ant as from today. May your effort commemorate or commensurate or be proportional to the enjoyment you have. Iṣẹ́ kékeré owó ńlá ló máa bá wọn ṣe ò ní bá wọn ṣe òjò ní jèrè o. Little effort, big money. Your effort will be appreciated. For every one of you who are going through some form of hatred, rejection, dejection, disappointment, everywhere you go to. Àfẹ́kálàyé ń fẹ́ náà o. Àrùn kan báyìí lo òórùn ràn. Gbogbo ibikíbi tí wọ́n bá ti fojú kàn lókè ibẹ̀. Kẹ́ni dúdú ó ṣí ọ lóore, kẹ́ni pupa ó ṣí ọ lóore, kéèbó ó ṣí ọ lóore, àfin kó ṣí ọ lóore, ọba wájú kó ọrú lóore, bọ́ wẹ̀yìn kó ọrú lóore, àtọ̀tún àtòsì rẹ kọ́ ọmọ bá láàánú pàdé, kí ìṣẹ̀dá ó gbá láàánú kọ ọkàn rẹ ó balẹ̀, káyé rẹ ó dára o. Bí mo ti wá jẹ́ kó mo bá pé kó ṣe rí fún ọ ní kó mọ rí fẹ́mi àti àwọn tó ń jẹ́ tèmi náà, yóò dára fún wa. Shall be well with you. Ó dìgbà kan náà o. Ire o.